Good evening, I'm Ryan Graham. Thank you for joining us. Hydro One is alerting its customers about a major planned power outage, which will affect much of the area west and north of Thunder Bay tomorrow. More than 8,000 Hydro One customers, stretching from the U.S. border to Atikokan and Uppsala, and over the highway to 102 will be without power from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Sunday. Crews will be replacing poles and insulators in the region. Hydro One is recommending people turn off their stoves and charge their cell phones before the outage begins tomorrow morning. Well, there is incoming relief for some Canadian companies feeling the effects of Canada's retaliatory tariffs on U.S. and Chinese steel and aluminum products, thanks to new exemptions. But the decision is facing criticism from the industry. CTV's Jeremy Sharon reports.
It's a sector hit hard by U.S. President Donald Trump's tariffs.
Our export to the U.S. have been diminishing rapidly. We're losing 5 to 10% every month, compounded.
But Canada's retaliatory measures too have taken a toll on the steel and aluminum industry. For manufacturers, though, some relief is on the way. Ottawa has granted exemptions to counter tariffs on a list of specific U.S. and Chinese steel and aluminum imports that meet strict requirements. We're focused on protecting and supporting every Canadian worker and business impacted by these tariffs, said Finance Minister François-Philippe Champagne Friday. But the Canadian Steel Producers Association says the exemptions are too wide-ranging.
If we don't have access to the U.S., well, we don't understand why American producers should have access to our market. We know that we can offset a lot of those losses from the U.S. market by taking over that volume that is sent to us by the U.S.
This latest tariff development comes amid a whirlwind week. A big blow to the auto sector, Stellantis closing its Brampton plant and moving production to the U.S., while Trump also announced new lumber tariffs and levies on medium and heavy-duty trucks. Meanwhile, Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister met with her counterpart in Beijing yesterday, where officials say canola and EV tariffs were discussed. This former Canadian ambassador to China calls the visit necessary.
We are at a stage where we have to try to make serious efforts to diversify our trade, and in this regard, China remains an important partner.
Meanwhile, efforts to land a tariff deal with Trump continue. U.S.-Canada Relations Minister Dominic LeBlanc spent much of the week in Washington for what he called productive engagements with senior American officials. Jeremy Sharon, CTV News, Ottawa.
New hotels are popping up all over the region, a sign that investors are taking notice of the overall growth of communities and industries around northwestern Ontario. One of these companies, Winnipeg-based Rideout Bay Developments, has been aggressive in building Studio 6 branded hotels in the Northwest. They're built to serve not only mining and forestry workers, but the growing tourism industry in these communities. CEO Ben Cohen tells us that their Hornpain property is the only traditional hotel in that town, and its success is leading to more locations elsewhere.
We have 2 more hotels currently under construction. We have Dryden, which I'd say is about 50% complete. Construction will be finished in March, and we're hoping to have the doors open for May long weekend. We're under construction Sioux Lookout. Those projects have been greenlit and under construction. And there are 4 more at Atikokan, Fort Francis, Dryden, Sioux Lookout. And then so far, Geraldton, Chapleau, and Hornpain east of Thunder Bay.
The tentative date for the opening of the company's new Fort Francis Hotel is set for October 29th. Well, Eco Superior is encouraging members of the community to get involved in their Adopt a Storm Drain program this fall. By volunteering twice a month, you'll help keep rainfall flowing, reduce flooding, cut down on pollution, and protect aquatic habitats. Thunder Bay has approximately 14,000 drains available for adoption. And while the city does maintain them, with so many storm drains dispersed throughout our community, volunteerism in this particular area is making a real difference. Currently, there are about 400 active volunteers in the program. Ashley Prim, co-executive director of Eco Superior Environmental Programs, is hoping to encourage at least 100 more people to join for a good cause.
The Adopt a Drain program is a great opportunity for residents to do some direct action in helping keep their neighborhood a little less prone to flooding, and also help reduce pollution that can make its way into Lake Superior. So we're just probably 15 minutes twice a month. You just come out, you can just get a broom and a pan and a bucket or a garbage bag, clear the area around the storm drain, and then just put the garbage out with your regular weekly garbage. So we just, there's a prize available, so any new registrants that sign up during the month of October, they have the chance to win a prize pack from Eco Superior.
All of the information needed to get involved and to see which storm drains are available for adoption can be found on the Eco Superior website. 2 paramedics from Rainy River District EMS were recently honored with King Charles Coronation Medals for their actions during a house fire in Atikokan 2 years ago. MPP Kevin Holland was on hand to award the medals to Syed Ali and Rafael Desotel. In May of 2023, the 2 paramedics were able to rescue a man trapped inside a burning house and then provided support at the Atikokan Hospital before the person was airlifted to Thunder Bay. After the ceremony, the men reflected on the honors.
One of the biggest takeaway that we gotten from that is we were able to provide this gentleman with more time with the family.
It's a humbling experience. We are very thankful for serving the community of Rainy River District services, and it's an honor. The community is amazing. Fort Frances, Emo, Rainy River, and Atikokan.
Along with the Coronation Medals, the pair also received the Ontario Medal for Paramedic Bravery in 2024 for the same incident. A new report is shedding light on the financial strain many Canadians are facing and the impact of that stress. CTV's Scott Hurst has the details.
Having concerns and worrying about money is something pretty much all of us can relate to, but financial stress is proving to have a real-life impact far beyond our wallet, a growing impact on our overall well-being, not just our mental health, but our physical health as well. And the United Way is seeing the affordability challenges for so many Canadians become much more severe. That's according to a new survey for United Way through Leger, and more than half of Canadian residents who took part in the survey, 55%, are at the very least anxious about their personal finances. It's all adding up to more stress and much more of a burden. About 4 in 10, 41%, report actual physical stress symptoms when talking about money. And that leads to the most severe question: what happens if you ultimately can't make ends meet all of a sudden? And 42% of respondents say they would only be able to cover their basic expenses for less than 1 month if they lost their job, meaning so many of us are so dependent on each and every paycheck. Financial stress does cut across all income levels, but as you might expect, the overall physical and mental impacts, the toll is much more acute and severe for people making less money. Here's more from United Way.
As you get lower down the income spectrum, for some of our lower income neighbors and friends, they're really feeling these impacts significantly.
Data from 211 United Way's national helpline shows that calls for financial assistance have increased more than 50% just from last year and more than 60% from 2 years ago. Ultimately, that emphasizes the significant financial strain Canadians are feeling right now. Scott Hurst, CTV News, Toronto.
Well, it's time to dress up in your favorite Halloween costume and head to Fort William Historical Park on October 19th, 25th, and or 26th from 12 to 4 p.m. to celebrate the spooky season at Halloween Hoot. Halloween Hoot features a variety of family-friendly activities. The event offers 3 sinister sights, Halloween-themed crafts and games, and of course, trick-or-treating. Special Events Assistant for Fort William Historical Park, Catherine Richard, tells us about the main attraction.
So this year for Halloween Hoot 2025, we have the Storybook Adventure Path, where visitors have to rescue the fairy tales that have escaped their fairy tale book, help them out, and return them to the storybook at a big drama at the end of the day. So the storybook was ripped apart by Peter Rottentail, and narrator Rat helps the visitors put everything back together at the end. So at each 6 of the trick-or-treat locations, we have 6 fairy tales that have escaped, and within each cottage is a themed activity. So for example, at Rumpelstiltskin's cottage, that's just behind me here at the hospital, visitors have to spell his name, Rumpelstiltskin. They have to do the trick before they get the treat, which is some chocolate, of course.
Ticket prices are $12 for adults, $10 for students and seniors, and youth 5 years and under have free admission. Tickets can be purchased online or in person. A harbor cleanup took place along Pier 3 at Marina Park, and eco divers and Superior Mermaid volunteers teamed up to remove the debris from the lake. Emma Chilton reports.
With dive gear ready, eco divers and the Superior Mermaids took to the waters at Pier 3, volunteering to clean debris and keep the lake clean. Coordinator of eco divers Len Mason says they will be back at the marina again next year.
Today we haven't done Pier 3 in 4 years, so we're just going to do here. And we have 8 divers, so we have 2 divers across doing 1 to, I don't know how far that number goes, and that'll take about an hour. And an hour will use up what air you have. So after an hour, that's all we ask the divers to do. So out of the 8 divers, we'll do everything along Pier 3. And then next year, we'll probably do by the roundabout or the boat launch. We did that last year. So if we go every year, we're not going to find a lot. So we tend to have some lag time in between.
Volunteer diver Jean Bijan shares his experience diving for debris.
Well, every year we come out when the marina, all the boats are out, and we just go and find what we can find that fell off the boats, like this shop back here. So whatever we can find, we try to take out and bring back to shore.
Volunteer and mermaid instructor for Superior Mermaids Victoria Kalita explains how the mermaids assist with the cleanup.
We are their land crew, so they go out, we watch their bubbles, make sure that they're still coming up, we keep track. We have the rope, it's attached to a large, almost like fishing net that can close. They stuff it, we feel a tug on the rope, they'll help pull it in, we'll pull it up, and then we empty it into one of the big buckets that you see behind you.
For these divers and mermaids, it's not just about cleaning the water, it's about protecting a place they all love, and organizers hope people will think twice before littering in the pier. Emma Chilton, TBT News.